With its awesome portability and perfect hybrid execution, the Nintendo Switch is the ideal place for RPGs. And with that in mind, today we count down our top 5 most wanted RPGs on the new Nintendo console. What's up, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I've got Gabe here, and we are looking through the revitalized RPG genre to find which ones we want most on Switch. And while some of these may come, some of them may not, we are aware this is a wish list. And with that in mind, we've compiled our top 5, which are fantastic fits for the Switch, portability-wise, hybrid-wise, and just a whole lot of fun. So let's begin with number 5, the Tales series. This Tales series has a recent history with Nintendo systems, Tales of the Abyss on 3DS and the new Tales of Symphonia on Wii, so why not bring a brand new Tales to Switch? Berseria recently upped the quality for the franchise, and it would be super fun to have that action-driven RPG combat on a portable with such a pretty screen.
Bandai Namco, please bring this over. If you can fit Tales of Berseria on a PS3, you can definitely bring it over to Switch. It's exciting. I haven't played like the latest one, which it is Berseria. I never played it, so I would love to. And these games would fit in so well. They kind of have an art style sort of reminiscent to Breath of the Wild, although not exactly. They are very beautiful and colorful. And like you said, I think it would like lend itself like perfectly to the portable nature of the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, Nintendo handhelds have been perfect places to play RPGs and JRPGs in particular, so this would be, I think, an easy fit. They have the relationship in the past. The franchise is very long-standing and has seen an uptick lately thanks to Berseria, and I remember enjoying Tales of Symphonia way back on the GameCube, so this is one that has a little bit of a special place in my heart. I love the combat style. I love the colorful art, like you mentioned, and I think it would find a nice home on Nintendo Switch.
I want to play Tales of Xillia on Switch. That would be fun. Like, a lot of these Tale games are so great. So, Vesperia, shout out to that. Was released in, 2008? Yeah, 2008 for Tales of Vesperia. That was another one of my favorites. So, this is a great one.
At number 4, the Diablo franchise. Now, we've heard a lot of hubbub about bringing Overwatch to Switch, and while I'm not sure it'll happen, there definitely is a lot of oomph behind that movement. So maybe Blizzard can bring another of their tentpole IP to a Nintendo platform and deliver us either a deluxe edition of Diablo 3 or whenever they're ready for a new Diablo title. But again, it would work graphically, it would work gameplay-wise, and I think that kind of game would be so much fun to have with you always and would encourage me to just dump more hours. It's harder for me to put a bunch of time into Diablo, even though I know tons of people do it on a PC, just because I've got so many other games and so many distractions. But this is the exact kind of game I'd love to have with me for car rides, for plane flights, for any time I'm away from my main home entertainment system.
You gotta collect all that loot, Zach. You gotta do it in like 200 hours. People love Diablo. And while I enjoy the series, I'm not as big into it as everybody else. I have played them, so I can speak on the quality of them, and they are pretty darn good. Blizzard, we know, is looking at Switch. They have made statements regarding Overwatch and how that might be difficult. Maybe Diablo would be a little bit easier for them to bring over.
I would think so, and, you know, we have the Switch click being a very satisfying and addictive sound effect, so why not bring the addictive nature of loot to the Switch? And you know, if you're worried about online only or the things that may hamper Overwatch's portability, Diablo doesn't really deal with that as much. So I think it's a great fit. I would love to see it happen, and I'd even be okay with a port of sort of an Ultimate Edition of Diablo 3. So make it happen, bring it to us. Get Blizzard on board with something Nintendo. At number 3, we have the Fallout series. And maybe we're a ways away from a brand new Fallout, but we've got a nice trio of titles that are just waiting to be ported. And I'd love to see a combo pack of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas brought to Switch. And this isn't out of the realm of possibility whatsoever because Bethesda is bringing Skyrim to Switch. So that pipeline, that process is already established. They're already working on it. Give us those glory days Fallout titles.
If you had to pick between New Vegas and Fallout 3, which one would you prefer?
For me personally, I liked Fallout 3 more, but I spent more time with it. Therefore, I'd rather have New Vegas.
Just because like it's one that would be newer to you? I mean, again, new is a relative term when we're talking about games that are, you know, older than 5 years old. But yeah, I think either one of those, you say like a combo pack, That, while great, is like highly, highly unlikely. But I don't think it's unlikely at all for one of them to come. Like you said, there is already that relationship with Bethesda working on Skyrim, and this would be like really, really cool. Hanging out in the wasteland while maybe going to like desert to the desert, like in real life. That'd be like kind of meta and cool.
I don't want to think about real wastelands with the state of affairs in the world today, but I'd love a portable wasteland that I could bring with me. And again, something like the VAT system just seems like it would be so much fun on the Switch. And again, this is something where you can turn to a past catalog to enhance and reinforce the current catalog on Switch. At number 2, we have the Dark Souls franchise. And here is where one of my ultimate pipe dreams comes close to fruition. I love these games, and I think having them on a Nintendo console, and more specifically a portable Nintendo console, would be so perfect. Imagine dying over and over again to that super difficult boss on a plane, or in the car, or away from your TV when you're so frustrated, but you just have to have one more attempt. And actually, back in December 2016, famed Nintendo rumor leaker Laura Kate Dale did say that there was talk and sources stating that From Software had Dark Souls 3 up and running in a way they were happy with on Nintendo Switch, and internally were considering bringing the main 3 Dark Souls games with DLC to Switch as a beautiful bundle.
That would be great. Or even like sold individually would be pretty damn awesome. $20-$30 for each of them, except Dark Souls 3, because if that does come bundled with all the DLC, that has to be $60, because there was just recently DLC, and I haven't played the most recent one. I played the other ones for Dark Souls 3, so that would be a perfect chance. I would love for the Nintendo Switch to get these games. My only concern then becomes the frame rate, and can they maintain it at 60 or somewhere close, just because movement is so important in these games, and why it's not like as precise as like what a Mega Man style platformer would be. You do need to like get out of the way from a lot of these like boss attacks at precisely the right moment.
Yeah.
So I think the
performance would be pretty crucial here, and I think the good news is that if we are to believe this rumor, that they were happy with where it was in December. So if there is any hope of this trilogy or even some of these coming to Switch, it sounds like it's doable. And again, I think this has become one of the most beloved and hardcore fan bases in gaming. And what better way to assert the Switch as a platform for hardcore gamers than by bringing Dark Souls to the console?
The most hardcore of games.
I would love this personally, and I would love it for Nintendo, and I think it's doable. I think this one could come true. At number 1, the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Now, everybody is so eager for the much anticipated, long awaited, when the heck is it ever coming Kingdom Hearts 3, but they also have a very nice back catalog of games, and we've seen those bundled for Sony platforms, and it would be stellar to see them make the jump from some of the 3DS and DS Kingdom Hearts titles to Switch. And while they may not be able to get the beautiful graphics of Kingdom Hearts 3 running on Switch, who knows? They have plenty of time to port it, and at the very least, how cool would it be to have those Disney Square smushing togetherness on Switch? We even saw Square Enix mention bringing IP to the Switch, so hey, anything can happen.
I want to play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I don't, for all the decimals and the part, whatever, all those like weird titles, I don't get into that much. I'm not like a hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan, but I played the original. I played Kingdom Hearts 2. I would love to go back and play them again, just because they happened so long ago, and leading up into Kingdom Hearts 3, we still have quite some time. So maybe at E3 we get a date for Kingdom Hearts 3, and the Switch would be a perfect place to play the original 2, because they can handle it graphically. We know that.
Oh, absolutely.
Just
and
polish it up a little bit, make it look a little nicer, and throw them on there.
This list in general kind of takes into account franchises that have future iterations, but also have recent installments that could be brought to Switch. And while we're not advocating, for The Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk 2077, although I'd freaking love to see either of those on Switch, I think that these are more doable titles. And I think that while not as exhilarating as a brand new Fallout or a brand new Dark Souls, bringing some of these in, especially in the early months and the early years of Switch, would be a really smart way to expand the lineup and add credibility to the platform. So we'd love to see any of these. The Tales series, the Diablo franchise, the Fallout series, the Dark Souls franchise, the Kingdom Hearts series on Nintendo Switch. Let us know in the comments below which one of these you want most on Nintendo Switch, or if there's an RPG franchise you would prefer to see on the new platform. We definitely want to hear what you have to say, and we're curious to know what RPGs you want on your Switch. So until then, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. It helps out a lot. And subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest. Hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know if any of these ever do make it to the Nintendo Switch. Until that time, everybody, thanks again. For myself and Gabe, SwitchForce out.